Beginning in the late 1930s, the USAAF, to become the USAAF during World War II, was consistently on the lookout for a new tactical attack aircraft capable of delivering a serviceable warload over range. This led to a series of specifications being drawn up around ever-changing requirements that led the various aeroplane makers of the day to ply their trade and deliver a myriad of proposals in turn, many of which failed to see the light of day before, and during, the Second World War. For the Curtiss Aeroplane Company, Curtiss, this led to a short-lived design known as the XA-40, centered on a single-seat, single-engined light-class bomber of rather conventional overall configuration. The XA-40 existed as an outcropping of the XPTC program, of which two prototypes were built, and eventually flown, for the purpose of selling the American Navy on the product. The XA-40 was to become an Army offering built specifically for the land-based service. The aircraft would fit its engine in the nose in the usual way and feature a single crewman under a framed canopy just aft. The smoothly contoured fuselage tapered towards the tail unit, which was capped by a single vertical tail fin and low-set horizontal planes, all of the tail surfaces being rounded at their tips. The main planes would be seated under the cockpit floor close to midships, and a typical tail dragger undercarriage was to provide the functionality needed for ground running. Structural dimensions included a wingspan of 48 feet with an overall running length of 36.3 feet. Power was to stem from a Wright R3358 duplex Cyclone air-cooled radial piston engine developing between 2,200 and 3,200 horsepower while driving a four-bladed propeller unit behind a large spinner assembly. Estimated performance specs included a maximum speed of 358 miles per hour, under 20,000 feet. Proposed fixed, standard armament was intended to be 6x0.50 caliber Browning M2 heavy machine guns or 4x20mm autocannons. In addition to this, the aircraft would be rated for a warload of 2,000 pounds to include the carrying of aerial torpedoes as well as conventional drop bombs. The XA-40 never materialized beyond the mock-up stage and eventually fell to aviation history, disappearing in October of 1943 as wartime requirements changed and interest moved on to other, more capable, products.